Miss, I'm Jin Jie. Today we will share about the natural disaster, earthquake. Next. This is our good member. Next. I am going to share with you an introduction about the earthquake. An earthquake is defined as a phenomenon where tectonic plates slip past one another, creating semi-waves that travel to the Earth's loss. Depending on the intensity of the earthquake, the effect can vary from minor structural damage to building to computer collapse, resulting in loss of life and property. Sometimes when an earthquake originates from the middle of the ocean, it can cause extremely large and destructive waves called the tsunamis. Next. The plate is the main cause of the earthquake. The Earth has a total of 7 plates. The first is the African plate, Antarctic plate, Eurasian plate, Indo-Australian plate, North American plate, Pacific plate, and the last are the South American plates. Next. This is the plate movement. These plates are the never static, they always keeping moving. Over the east, historically, tectonic plates have merged with other plates to form even large plates. Other tectonic plates have dropped into the smaller plate, and some has been even pushed under other plates. This is of the bigger reason why we had supercontinent in the past, and their eventual back up into the 7 continents that we know today. And then when two or more tectonic plates meet, the area usually becomes a hotspot of earthquakes. The actual event is caused when these plates start sweeping past one another, creating the energy in the form of semi waves, depending on the location and magnitude. And then these semi waves have the potential to absolutely decimate building and natural ecosystem. The area where these earthquakes are known to occur is called the geologic fault. Next, I will pass to my member.
Okay, hi Miss. I'm Chai William. Now I'm going to share with you the problem and impact caused by earthquake disaster. Okay, regarding the problem caused by earthquake, as mentioned earlier, earthquake will not directly cause harm to human. However, an earthquake may severely damage property. Okay, one of the most prominent problem is ground displacement. As you can see in the picture, any building along the fault may collapse, causing injury or death to people. Okay, next. Okay, in terms of impact, the biggest impact caused by earthquake is social impact. Here are several reasons for social impact. Okay, first. Okay, due to the damage to house caused by the earthquake, people lost their house and were forced to live in temporary tents and simple shack. Okay, next. Okay, sometimes difficulty in supplying material, sometimes even relying on airdrop. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, the lifeline system is paralyzed. Okay, power outage, water outage, traffic and communication interruption, etc. Okay, opening great inconvenient to life. Okay, next. Okay, if there is a fire and other secondary disaster, it will be even worse. Okay, finally, in addition to this direct effect, okay, there will also be series of impact on economic development such as wage reduction, employment difficulties, okay, and that right in production. Okay, and even lead to many negative consequences such as economic recession and epidemic. Okay. Okay, this is the end of my part. Okay, now I will pass to my group.
Hi, I'm Yong Kong. I will talk about the earthquake problem and how to address it. Can we predict or prevent earthquake? The answer is no. It's unlikely to predict or prevent them. Scientists have tried many ways of predicting earthquake, but none have been successful. They know there will be another earthquake sometime in the future, but they have no way of telling when it will happen. So in that case, All we can do is to protect our lives. Taking the proper action, such as drop, cover, and hold on, can save lives and reduce the risk of injury. Everyone should learn and practice what to do during an earthquake, whether at home or work. Many earthquake-ridden countries will teach the people this action because it is the best way to protect yourself during earthquake shaking. The first one, drop. Wherever you are, drop down to your hands and knees and hold on to something sturdy. If you are using a wheelchair or walker with a seat, make sure your wheels are locked and remain seated until the shaking stops. Cover. Cover your head and neck with your arms. If a table is nearby, cross underneath it for a shelter. If no shelter is nearby, crawl next to an interior wall but stay away from windows. The last is hold on. If you are under a table, hold on with one hand and be ready to move it. If seated and unable to drop to the floor, bend forward. Cover your head and neck with your arms and hands. Next. After an earthquake, there can be serious hazards such as damage to the building, leaking gas, water lines, and down power lines. So follow the command of the fire brigade to a safe place. Once you are safe, pay attention to local news report for emergency information from the radio or cell phone. Next, Jackie will talk about the conclusion.
Hi, Miss. I'm Jackie. I will talk about when the earthquake happened in Malaysia. Although there will be no earthquake in Malaysia, we can't take it lightly because the Earth's plane is moving at any time and it may happen one day. So we must be prepared before the earthquake comes. When there is an earthquake in Malaysia, Malaysia's building will very easy crash because the Malaysia building do not meet the seismic design. In addition, they have not experienced an earthquake and the response to some emergency risk will be slower. Therefore, we must always improve our risk awareness. When the earthquake occurs, if it is in the indoor environment, should follow the DHC. Drop, cover, and hold on. The most important principle of the sport refuge is to protect the head and body. The priority of refuge is as follows: under the table, beside the column, beside the concrete wall. When hiding under the table, you should hold the feet and the table with both hands so there will an earthquake occurs. It can move with the ground and form a barrier to protect against the flooring injury for electric light, ceiling fan, or ceiling and other. When the earthquake stops, to prevent aftershock, we must quickly move to a safe place for refuge to prevent secondary injury. When we are safe, we must always pay attention to some news to get the last information from government. Alright, that's all for the presentation. Thank you. What now?